Every driver knows that feeling. You're on the highway, you step on the gas, and you think, come on, there's got to be a little more in there. But chip tuning, too risky. A sports exhaust without approval, too loud, and the inspection guys will shut you down immediately. What if I told you there are legal ways to squeeze out more power without getting in trouble with the police or your insurance? Yes, you heard that right. There are plenty of aftermarket parts you can buy and install completely legally, and they actually deliver measurable gains. More power, better throttle response, and even lower fuel consumption. And the best part? Most people don't even know they're legal because nobody talks about them. Today, I'll show you 7 car accessories that are 100% street legal, but still make your car feel noticeably stronger, more responsive, and more efficient. No risk, no paperwork, just smart engineering. From parts that help your engine breathe better to small tweaks that optimize temperature, friction, and airflow, all approved and 2V certified. Cut to a workbench with parts. Camera zooms in on filters, spark plugs, and heat wrap. So, if you want to know which legal mods actually deliver real performance, stick around because we're starting with NAR 7. And this one doesn't just boost performance, it improves your sound too. NAR 7, Performance Air Filter, done right. Most people think of tuning as chip upgrades or turbo swaps, but sometimes something as simple as a better air filter can make a difference. Sounds basic, right? But a good performance air filter really can change how your engine behaves. Why? Because your engine is basically a giant air pump. The more clean air it gets, the better it burns fuel, and the more power it makes. A high-quality filter, like those from K&N or Piper Cross, has less airflow resistance than the stock paper filter. That means air flows more freely. Your throttle feels more responsive, the pedal livelier, and you might even gain a couple of horsepower. Not 20, but 2 or 3 is realistic. But here's the catch. Not every sport filter is actually sporty. Those flashy cheap eBay filters? Often worse than stock. They let in too much dirt or mess up the airflow sensor. Then your engine runs worse instead of better. If you want to do it right, look for an ABE or ECE approved filter and clean it regularly. Then the performance stays consistent long term. And yes, you'll also get a deeper intake sound. Not loud or annoying, just that satisfying low growl that makes you smile every time you hit the gas. Number 6, heat protection and thermal shields. Here's something most people never think about, but any physics teacher would agree. Cooler air makes your engine run better. Cold air is denser. It contains more oxygen per liter, and that oxygen gives you a more efficient burn. More oxygen. More energy from every drop of fuel. That's where heat shields and insulation come in. Most modern engines draw air directly from the engine bay, where it's hot. If your intake air is 60 or 70 degrees C, your engine literally gets less breathing air. A simple solution: insulated intake pipes or heat wraps. They keep hot air away from your intake so the engine gets cooler, denser air, and responds much more sharply. And the best thing? It's completely legal. A turbo heat wrap or thermal shield isn't considered tuning in the legal sense. It's just smart thermal management. You'll spend maybe 30 to 50 euros, but it'll feel like your car just got new lungs. No magic, just physics applied right. NAR 5, Performance Spark Plugs. When people think about power upgrades, they imagine filters, exhausts, or remaps. But almost nobody thinks about the tiny parts that make the explosion happen. The spark plugs. And that's where real potential hides. Modern iridium or platinum plugs work much more precisely than old standard ones. They need less voltage but deliver a stronger spark, meaning cleaner combustion, better efficiency, and faster throttle response. No wonder performance models use them by default. You won't feel 20 extra horsepower, but a few % more efficiency. A smoother idle and better pull at high revs. Absolutely. And it's 100% legal. No inspection, no paperwork. Just swap them in and enjoy. I did it once on my old 1.6 Golf. After switching to iridium plugs, the engine felt like it had woken up. No more hesitation, smoother idle, and the gas pedal felt instantly sharper. Costs little, works great, and you'll notice it the moment you hit the throttle. 4. Low friction oils and friction reducers. Sounds boring, oil. But seriously, oil is underrated performance. Inside your engine, thousands of metal parts rub against each other, creating friction and wasting energy. That's where modern low-friction oils shine. They reduce internal resistance, which means the engine runs smoother, freer, and quieter. Less resistance. Less wasted power. I had an old Golf 4 1.9 TDI. Solid workhorse. It always sounded rough, especially in winter. Then I switched to a high-quality 5W30 low-friction oil. And wow, suddenly the engine ran smoother, revved faster, and was noticeably quieter on the highway. No tricks, just physics. And if you want to go even further, you can use friction-reducing additives. They form a protective layer on metal surfaces, reducing wear and improving efficiency. No, it won't add 10 horsepower, but even a 1–2% gain in efficiency is real and measurable. And the best part, 100% legal and TÜV approved. No modifications, no paperwork, just smart lubrication. Number 3, performance exhaust, with approval. A sport exhaust isn't just about sound, it's real performance. But yeah, most people immediately think of loud noise and police trouble. The truth is, there's a lot of engineering behind it. If you install a legal system with ECE or ABE certification, you're not just changing the sound, you're improving how your engine breathes. Every combustion engine needs the right exhaust flow to perform efficiently. If back pressure is too high, the engine literally has to fight against its own exhaust gases, and that costs power. A well-designed performance exhaust reduces that back pressure. Exhaust gases flow more freely, the turbo can spool faster, and the engine revs more willingly. You might not see a big horsepower number on paper, but you'll feel the freer, livelier response immediately. A friend once swapped his stock exhaust for a stainless steel system from Bastic, fully approved and legal. It sounded deeper but not obnoxious, and the engine suddenly felt liberated. That's the difference proper engineering makes. But be careful. Stay away from cheap pipes without approval. They might sound cool for a week, until your next inspection or police stop. Spend once, do it right, and enjoy legal, durable performance. 2. Optimized airflow systems. People often underestimate how important air is for performance. In the end, the engine is just a big air pump. It sucks, compresses, burns, and expels air, and the more oxygen you can get into that cycle, the more efficient the combustion becomes. That's why cold air intake systems exist. They draw air from outside the engine bay, where it's cooler and denser, instead of from the hot engine compartment. That gives you better throttle response, more mid-range torque, and that slightly aggressive intake growl we all love, but only if the system is approved. There are kits with EMARC or ABE certification that are fully street legal. No documentation, no go. Without approval, you risk voiding your registration, and that gets expensive fast. So, if you want that fresh air performance boost, get a quality system, install it properly, and make sure it's sealed tight, because nothing's worse than an open filter sucking in hot engine air that actually loses power instead of gaining it. Simple physics. Cold air. Dense. More power. Easy but powerful. Number 1. ECU optimized sensor systems, legal. When it comes to power, most people think of chip tuning, reprogramming the ECU, more fuel, more boost, but that's usually not legal, and it's risky. What most people don't know, there are legal ways to optimize your engine management without illegal software hacks. For example, by improving the sensor setup that feeds data to the ECU. A classic case, the intake air temperature sensor. If you've got a cold air intake that really pulls in fresh air, placing the sensor correctly ensures the ECU gets accurate readings. That means the air-fuel mixture adjusts perfectly, leading to smoother, more efficient combustion. Or you can use optimized oxygen sensors or ECE-approved sport catalytic converters. They don't manipulate the system illegally. They simply help your engine regulate more precisely. The result? A few percent more power, smoother operation, and lower fuel consumption, and yes, all fully TÜV compliant, as long as the parts have ABE or E approval and are professionally installed. So, no shady remaps or gray area tuning, just smart optimization through clean, precise technology, because not every performance mod has to be wild, loud, or illegal. Sometimes it's enough to just let your engine breathe, measure, and regulate better, and it'll naturally deliver more.